Good evening, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, respected members of ICAI and esteemed participants. It gives me an immense pleasure to welcome you all to today's ICAI webinar on service before self and gratitude, celebrating the journey and the people who shape it. This special session brings together leaders who have lived and embodied these values in their professional lives and personal lives too, and whose journey inspire us to serve with humanity, gratitude, and purpose. Our eminent speakers of the day are CA Nitin J. Shetty ji and CA Ankita Soni Madam. Uh, and now I welcome, and it is my privilege to welcome our Chairman Committee for Members in Practice, CA Madhukar Hirgange sir, a visionary leader, a passionate mentor, and has 37 years of rich experience and has co-authored 37 publications, including 12 on GST. Beyond his professional accomplishments, he's true humanitarian, supporting over 5,000 underprivileged students through the Empower Education Foundation and fostering employability through Heer Gange Academy. His unwavering commitment to education and empowerment reflects his belief in creating lasting social impact alongside professional excellence. With deep respect, let's warmly welcome CA Madhukar Hirgange sir for his welcome address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Priyanshu. You have raised the bar for me now. So basically, this particular program also is something to do with transforming the thought process. What we have seen in practice, at least what I have learned in practice, is that our profession, our course, gives us a lot of knowledge. Maybe some of them are in depth, some of them are broad, but certainly we, the chartered accountants in India, we are no less than anybody for knowledge in the finance sector. No MBA, no IIM can give us that knowledge. They may give some other skills which we are not doing because they are a college-based education. We are a distance-based education. You have to learn on the job. Whichever chartered accountant you join, that may determine a lot of your learning. So what we have also seen is that the Indian culture, earlier we used to be in joint families, there used to be a lot of people who used to teach us things and we used to listen. Nowadays it has become more nuclear. Mostly the father and mother are going to work, they don't have time for the child. Even when they get back home, they have to still do some work for the office. Personal works also they have to do. So what is happening is the time spent with the child for other aspects, for example, the attitude building, the value building, these somewhere may be getting missed out to some extent, may not be fully, but to some extent. So we thought in the CMP committee that we should make a small difference. And that's how this initiative of bridging the mindset started. Other than this, in the CMP committee, we have a Practice Ki Pathshala, which is a residential course. You can also do it in the COEs. Non-residential, the branches have to conduct. It's a 4-day wonderful course where you can catch up with what is missing in your practice. If you feel that your practice has stagnated, it's not growing, maybe this is the right course to come for. 4 days you spend, you get a new thought process. You also come to know what are the opportunities. You get a chance to network. Similarly, there are many other programs we are doing, but I will stop with that. I would like to listen to our wonderful young speakers and learn from them. We can learn from everybody. So let's learn something from Nitin and Ankita today.
Thank you, sir, for your welcome remarks. So we are having our first distinguished speaker, CA Nitin J. Shetty, a chartered accountant since 1987 He rendered classic service as the chairman of the Mangalore branch of ICI during 2005-6. His influence extends to academia as syndicate member of Mangalore University, council member at reputed colleges, and as a visiting faculty in finance. Beyond the profession, he serves as treasurer of multiple associations, is a member of the Indus Entrepreneur Mangalore, an active Rotarian, and a passionate kite flyer representing India at international kite festivals, a multi-dimensional professional mentor, community leader. He truly exemplifies service before self. So let's welcome CA Nitin J. Shetty. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Priyanshu. I think we're on the screen. Thank you, Priyanshu. So, my good friend Madhukar, Ankita, I should, and the viewers, I'd like to thank Madhukar for giving this opportunity for me to speak out here. Out of the blues, one day he calls me up and says, Nitin, what is one reason that you can give for your success? So I said, first I was in a doubt, what is he's calling me as a success? So I argued with him, so no, you just tell me in one word. So I just said service. So we went as we discussed, we went one step ahead and it became service above self. So I told him this is a Rotary theme. And he said, no, you have to talk on this. From out of the blue, I was pushed into this to speak about service above self. Madhukar, I always appreciate him. You called us young. I appreciate that to Madhukar. I'm as old as you. So you're calling yourself young. Along with Ankita, we are all young persons. Good. At least our mindset should be young. I think he's one of the very few council members who has got elected into the council without much canvassing or spending on canvassing. I think he goes by his words and work. I've attended all these 4 seminars sessions which was here last this month, and I've he has sat through all the 2 hours, and that shows he's really a workaholic. And he has picked up these simple topics. I'm sure he must have called them also and asked them for what is their role of success. And like he said, honesty and integrity, net giver, strength, never give up, drive to excel. No, all of us practice this, but we don't think about it. So Madhukar has given us a chance to explore it and dissect it. It reminds me of about 15 years back when we went for ISO certification. The ISO auditor came and he put a big roll of questions for us. And we said, yes, we do all this, we do all this. And then he came up next day and he said, give us the proof for this. And that is when we thought, we don't document anything. We do everything, but we don't document. So what these topics simple topics which Madhukar has selected is all there in our mind. We practice it, but we don't document it. So here he's giving an opportunity for all of us to speak out. And there will be youngsters who can pick up from this. At the outset, I would try to give a disclaimer that I may be using some names, I would be missed out some names. I would be talking about myself. Let it not amount to that I'm boasting about myself. I'm just trying to give examples. So I thought by giving a talk, by giving examples, it helps a lot. Again, I would thank Madhukar because he's giving a chance to a person from a tier 2 or tier 3 city to speak on this forum. Mangalore is a tier 2 city. I'm from Mangalore. We are on the western coast. And in the recent documentation that was done, Mangalore was given the designation of the safest city in India. And it is the 49th safest city in the world. And recently, in the economic survey of 2025, which was published in August 25, the Mangalore district is the 8th richest district in India, with a per capita income of about 6.69 lakhs. We have 25 engineering colleges, about 5 medical colleges within a radius of 25 kilometers. I think nowhere else in the world it is there. So when I thought of talking about service, I did a little more research and saw it, I'll categorize it into 4 parts. One is service to society, service to staff and students, service to clients, which I think everybody does. I have not dealt much on it, and service to self. Now coming to service to society, right to the time when I was doing my CA, maybe 1982, 83 onwards, we have a church here. On one side of the church is written, expect great things from God, on one wall. Expect great things from God. You go to the other side and you can't see it. There it says, attempt great things for God. And if you see it in conjunction, you add a few words there, it would mean like, if you expect great things from God, then attempt great things for God. So what happens? Giving should generate happiness in 2 ways. The receiver always gains. He is always happy. But you also should give and get happiness. Only then it amounts to society service. We would see doctors, advocates, engineers, they conduct dental camps, legal camps, medical camps, eye camps. Even the engineers do house plans free of cost. We CAs are not able to do that because we go to the elite class. We cater to the elite class. They are not the ones who require these small freebies. And another thing, CAs are very mild. We can never heard of a CA going for protests or dharnas. It brought to mind, we have a Republic Cup here, cricket tournament, which is conducted by district administration since many years. So one team is from the district administration, one is from the income tax, one is with the now presently GST. Then you have a doctor's team, you have an engineer's team, and again you have a lawyer's team. This year they have broken it up and said from doctors we have medical doctors team and dental doctors team. We have 1,200 CAs in Bangalore. There is no CA team. I brought this up with the DC this time, and he said next time we are going to put a team from CAs also. Like we are not forcing ourselves outside. Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities today have got a lot of scope because of the internet penetration, affordable smartphones, digital payments. Actually, there's a TIE 2025 report which says that by 2035, Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities will create 50 million jobs and contribute 15% of the GDP of India. Here I'd like to say, we are called as partners in nation building, of course, in finance and all those things. But I would go one step ahead and say, you build your city, automatically you build your district, you build your state. And of course, once the state is developed, it's a nation building. So why only rely on ICAI Delhi? We ourselves can do it individually. For this growth, I have just taken Mangalore CA's role of Mangalore CAs in the growth of Mangalore as a case study. We have a Red Cross Society in Mangalore. See, all these services we are giving to the public, which in turn turns out to benefit every individual, every citizen of Mangalore or the district. We have a Red Cross Society which was there since long. 6 years back, a local chartered accountant from Mangalore, one Mr. Shantaram Shetty, took over as the chairman. And in the last 6 years, he has brought the level of that Red Cross. Today, Red Cross has its own building. He has generated 6 crores from public. They provide 1,700 units of blood every month, 1,700 units of blood every month to the needy. And I was just asking him, did the initial CA help you in moving up the ladder? He said, yes. It opened many doors for him. He has got the state award. And he was telling me next week he's representing Karnataka at Rashtrapati Bhavan for a meeting with the president. So that is the level of contribution a CA can do through Red Cross. You have one CA by name SS Naik. Madhukar knows all these people. He has conducted 13 MSME conclaves in Mangalore. And he conducts TV shows. He has conducted 300 TV shows over the weekends, that's on Sundays. And it's all of public interest, be it education, be it health, be it marine fisheries, veterinary. You take the topic, he has covered almost everything. And many of our CAs from the state have appeared on this channel. Recently, our first-time MP, Captain Brijesh Chauta, he set up a program called as Bulpu. Bulpu means light in Kannada, or even our local language, that is Tulu. And here, he has made 4 members, core members on this committee, out of which 2 are chartered accountants. One is me, and another is a second generation young chartered accountant, Paranit Rao. So what we are doing here is, we are going to identify 10 startups in this area. And we have received applications from all over the world. The criteria is that he should have a route with this Mangalore. And he can bring up his project, whatever it is. We are going to identify already. The limit is till tomorrow. Tomorrow the applications are closing, 30th. We already received 1,000+ applications from all over the world, including places from US. All these people are based out of Mangalore. And we are going to identify 10 startups, arrange for their funding, arrange for the mentoring, arrange for the marketing. All this we are going to do. So this is what we plan to do. Is we want these people to come back to Mangalore. Once they come back to Mangalore, it generates employment. And in turn, it helps everyone in this district. I'm a charter member of TIE. Again, I'm using the word I. TIE was founded in the Silicon Valley in US. We have a Mangalore branch also. Here, what happens, we support entrepreneurs. Basically, it is in the IT field. So we are offering them education, mentorship, networking, and incubation, even funding opportunities also. So here we have identified Mangalore as the Silicon Beach of India. And we have created a platform here wherein people from outside the district, outside the state, outside the country, who want to come to Mangalore can enroll their biodata. And we have Mangalore companies who are looking out for this kind of people. Because I'll give an example from CA. This time 54 CA students passed out from Mangalore. And only 2 stayed back in Mangalore. Rest have all gone outside. They go to the metropolitan cities or Middle East or whatever it is. Nobody stays back in Mangalore. Similarly, since we are having 25 engineering colleges in Mangalore, our idea is to bring these students back to Mangalore and work here. And we conducted a survey for about 3,000 people, for these IT people. And majority of them say they want to come back, provided they're given the same kind of salary and packages that they get elsewhere. Because we are projecting ourselves as a 15-minute city. Not like Bangalore, where you take about 2 hours to go from office to your residence. So we are promoting that. We are trying to bring back people to Mangalore so that our city develops. We have the Canara Chamber of, I'm just telling wherever a chartered accountants are involved, we have the Canara Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We have about 3 CS there who are past chairmen of presidents of KCCI. Presently, the KCCI is mooting a provision called as Elevate Brand Mangalore. Here also 3 CAs are involved in promoting Mangalore with taking up with the government connectivity with regard to airport, railway, road transport, these kind of things. I'm a member, like Priyansh already mentioned, I'm a member of the Mangalore Syndicate. And the main intention of me going to the syndicate was to change the syllabus there so that our commerce syllabus is made it more skill oriented. It is not there at present. And I've been successful to a certain extent, not much. And as you know, all these universities, government organizations, they are still in the single entry system. We have 24 universities in Karnataka, 25 universities in Karnataka. So I've mooted that all these universities should go for double entry and internal audit. And we are taking up with the education minister, and it's gone to quite a forward level. I think in the next coming year, it should be implemented. As far as cleanliness drive is concerned in Bangalore, we have got the Ramakrishna mission. And here we have a CA by name Shiv Kumar. He's very active. He's an old student of Ramakrishna school. And he, along with the Swamis, he has been conducting these cleanliness drives almost fortnightly, which is very popular in Bangalore now. maybe like Madhukar said, we have a small trust in our office. So here we are providing education facilities, means fees to the girl students. And we are sponsoring 2 girl students through the Mangalore branch. So they do all the selection criteria, everything. Our main idea is, see, all these students, CA students, they don't require scholarship once they pass because they automatically get into employment. They need funds now for their living expenses. So we have delegated that power to the Mangalore branch. They select, they call for it. It's very professional they're doing, calling applications, interviewing them. They receive about 300 to 400 applications every year. And then we fund 2 of them, 50,000 each, and it goes directly to their bank account. Because when we give, there should be 3 components. We want to give, but just because we want to give, we should not expect something in return. And when we give something in a graceful way, the beneficiary should not feel that it is a loss of his or her dignity. And finally, we should rejoice when we give at their success and not claim that that success is because of us. We have a Vishwa Konkani Kendra. It is headed by one CA Nandagopal Shanai. And it is funded. The major funders are again CAs. CA Mohandas Pai of ex-Infosys and say Ullas Kamath CA from Jyoti Labs. Madhukar knows all of them. They are the main sponsors or donors for this. What they do, they conduct residential courses for 50 CA students, 50 residential courses and scholarships. And they're promoting the culture of Mangalore for tourism. And very recently, they prepared a coffee table book of temples of Goa, which was handed over through the Goa Chief Minister to our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi. We have, I'm a treasurer in the Pelikula Golf Club. Here, what happens? Land was allotted, 70 acres land was given by the government to start a golf course here. Why I'm telling this here is we are promoting this golf course. We converted it into 18 holes. We're opening it in December. And it is floodlit. It is one of, after KGA in Bangalore, we are the only floodlit golf course in the state. And from Bombay, next is Bangalore on the coast and nowhere else. You have only 2 floodlit stadiums. Here, what the fund, we have a committee of 8. And apart from me, there's another CA Sudhir Shetty, Madhukar knows him, who is retired from UAE Exchange. I think almost all the past presidents of the institute knows him because they keep going there for the chapter inaugurations always in UAE and Abu Dhabi. He managed to raise 5 crores. Our budget is 18 crores. Through his individual capacity, he has managed to raise 5 crores for this endeavor. And our idea is to develop tourism. We have almost every 20 days, one cruise liner comes to the harbor. And we are planning to get these people to the coast, play, and so that instead of staying for 1 day, they stay for 2 or 3 days in Mangalore. So the tourism potential of Mangalore is increased. Priyanshu mentioned about me being a kite flyer. We have a team called Team Mangalore. Here we have 3 CAs apart from me, 2 others. One is Mr. Giridhar Kamath and Mr. Subhash Pai, who is an employee of ONGC. Today, Mangalore is on the kite map of the world. We have attended almost kite festivals in almost 15 countries. Even last week, Giridhar Kamath just came from France. And we conduct kite festivals, international kite festivals in Mangalore, which is over a period of 2 days, almost 1.5 lakh people visit here. That is the kind of, this is all developed because of our personal rapport with the flyers in other countries. So I think these are the kinds we need to develop our city. Automatically, the GDP of the country, our city improves. Business comes into the city, and directly or indirectly, the CAs also get benefited. Coming to my next point, there is service to your staff and students. Service to your staff and students. Today morning, I was reading the paper. I found a nice wording there. It says, legacy is not in just what we have built. Legacy is not in just what we have built, but in the people whom we have empowered and whose lives we have transformed. But in the people whom we have empowered and whose lives we have transformed. I found it a very nice wording. It comes on us also. As far as our office is concerned, We provide good salary, which is above the market. Otherwise, they will not stay with us. We have incentives is given. We have Provident Fund and ESI, which we started in 1996. And today, some of our staff have got a real nice, healthy balance in their bank balance because of PF. They have constructed houses because of from loans from the PF account that they have. We provide insurance and accident insurance for our sub-staff and drivers. We have been conducting training sessions like I think you can, small CA offices could be doing this. Every weekend, that's on Saturday, we have training sessions and seminars. Sometimes we call guest speakers, they give talks on motivation, office etiquette, discipline, team building. Then we have other sessions like a team is formed, say 2 or 3 persons from the staff or students, they have to give a talk. So what happens? The public speaking stage fear for these students improves. Then delegation. What happens? What happens? People don't delegate. We try to delegate. Why we fear delegation is because whether that person will do it to that standard or not. Secondly, we don't have time or patience to train them. And we find problem in identifying which person to whom we can delegate. And most important, CS are scared is that they lose the client. We have to overcome all this. If you don't delegate, you cannot create good staff and it will end up in stress only. We partners are always a mentors to our staff and students. Like we see sometimes some students, Madhukar experiencing all this, suddenly they go into a shell because it is for their family commitments or something happens. So we call them, counsel them, this is what is to be done. We have now students who are passed out because ours is a 38-year-old firm now, who come back today and tell on such and such day you had told something, it helped me in my life. And some people come and say, those days we found you really strict, but now it is helping me in my life. So we should be a mentor for this and we should share knowledge with them. Even sharing knowledge with the peers is very important. I think in the earlier speakers have talked about sharing knowledge, so I'll not go into that. And you should have infra, especially the technology should be up to date. Whatever softwares, reference books, subscribe to them, keep it open for all to read. We have a reading room where anybody can go and read at any time. Many of us have so many staff, but we don't have a HR person. There should be one HR person in every office. Once there is an HR person in office, the responsibility of the partners in managing the firm gets reduced. You don't get into the daily grind of managing an office. Administration, everything is looked after this by this HR person. In our place, because we have so many computers and all those things, we have even a specialized IT person. Like today, my thing is being set up by my IT person, by Jeevan. He's sitting next to me. He sets up everything for me. So I don't waste time on all this. Of course, it's too late for me to get into technology. I have a person. So what happens? This IT person helps the complete office in setting up the systems. Whenever there is a crash, whatever it is, he sets up. Even the backup that is taken. I shared this with Madhukar also on one of my mails, and he has forwarded to viewers. Today we have the students which are doing only 2 years of internship. What happens is, even Ankita will agree, the 3-year system was really good because first year they just learn, second year they try to execute, and third year they are perfect. This doesn't happen today. The first year itself takes time to learn. In the second year, the time to think that I'm going to leave now shortly, and they don't take that much interest. And second thing is, after 1 year, they go into industrial training. So what is the point in us coaching them for 1 year and next year they go for intern training? And third point is main thing I'm saying is there is a shortage of accountants for the industry in general. In the 3-year course, when it was anybody could enter, at least after 3 years, he was well equipped, even if he doesn't pass this, he was well equipped to join somewhere. So some kind of employment creation used to happen, which is not there now because only people who pass can join the course. So there our industry is going to suffer because we are not going to have this employee. To put up this mail with Madhukar on his request, and he forwarded, well, let's see whether something will happen. Once your office is big, you have to have a posh committee. That is prevention of sexual harassment has to be there. You have to have a posh committee because we have experienced this in our office, and we have a drop box wherein people confidentially drop anything if they have a drop a chit if they have a problem with anything. Posh is very, and if you see in any companies which is set up now, the local government is prescribing a posh committee, and they come to check it, and we have to file a annual return. We sponsor students to the seminars wherever they go. And what happens is sometimes these students take this as a pastime and just go. So just to put a bit of pressure on them, what we say, when you've gone to the seminar, once they come back, they have to give a presentation on that weekend, on whatever topic they have heard. So what happens is the others who have not gone to the seminar also stand to benefit. Yes, the person who is speaking always stands to benefit. And even the audit experiences, whenever they go for audit, we have a session wherein each person shares his audit experiences with others on an open platform. So a client service can be judged by that. Next is the service to clients. Service to clients, it's a very common thing. I think everybody would be doing this. But our principle here is don't look for money. Look out for good service. Give good service. Money will automatically flow. And when you advise them, you should advise them like you're treating something your own. You're starting your own company or your own partnership or own business. Once you do that, you get into the daily role of these kind of businesses, and they become partners with you. And I feel today we have to be a one-stop shop. You have to, for all these foreign companies which come into and setting up units in India, they require IT, GST, FEMA, PF, ESI, shops and established. Everything is required. Usually they look out for a one-stop shop. So I think these kind of people we should have. In our office, we should have these kind of services that can be provided by different partners. Another thing we follow in office is a rotation of clients who are coming the partners and staff. So for about 1 or 2 years, maximum of 2 years, one partner handles the file if it's IT, and next year it's handled by another set of students and partners, because we can see it from a different angle. Each person sees the file from a different angle. We can find out some errors or how can improve upon it. We hold periodic seminars for accountants. It is whenever once the budget is released, we call all the accountants to one of the hotels here and have a session for them. And sometimes we have it industry-wise also. Here, what happens is our work becomes easy. Instead of telling 10 accountants 10 times, we tell it one session, all these 100 accountants are explained. So our work becomes important, and we create a rapport with the accountants. Since last 5 years, we have been having seminars for our clients. So we call about 200 to 300 of our main clients and important people from the city and introduce new topics to them. First, we started with the wills. Second time, we had a succession planning. I think we had Mr. Ullas Kamath, who came and addressed us on succession planning. Last year, we thought of introducing this concept of venture capital, because Mangalore is a small tier 2 city, like I said. Not much is known about venture. So we called 2 ventures, like Pranav Pai had come and spoken on venture capital. So these kind of topics we hold for clients, it enriches their knowledge plus the district's knowledge. We follow a system in our office where we tell we should never lose a client for lack of service. If he leaves us because the fees is more, we don't mind it. But he should not leave because of lack of service. Similarly, when we accept work from other CAs, I say we'll always accept it, but give him a chance. Find out if he is coming here just because our fees, the fees in the previous audit is more. No, don't entertain him. If the service is not good, ask him to continue for some more time. See what's the lack of service. If that is not possible, only then take. And even I would advise other CAs also, if they can take our work because we are not giving good service, no harm in that. There's many a times we see that our clients don't value our service. Every year we prepare, once the main tax audits are over, we partners sit together and see whether there are such clients who don't value our services. And it's no problem if we drop out such clients. Now what is happening is that in our case, the second generation is coming into business. And so we are into more of counseling the second generation, how to get into business and how to mix with the previous generation. There's always a generation gap which is coming in. So that is where we are trying to help many of this. And if you're having a website of your firm, see that it's maintained and updated. Many times we have a website, but it's not updated. Keep it updated. And I would always advise all CA firms to go in for ISO certification. This is what foreign companies usually, when they see our website, if you see a ISO certification, they come in and go for voluntary peer review. And finally, I would come into service to yourself. Now, ICAI prescribes a minimum fees for various kinds of services that we render. What we say is, you have that. I know sometimes that fee is too high to charge to a client, but we should have a costing of our own. So, like we have a proper billing software, which is where when we enter the number of hours worked, we have fixed a pricing for the partner, for the associate, and for the staff and the student. And this kind of costing is put into that. So once the costing for a work is done, the number of hours, we know what is the price we can quote. Because once you grow and you don't do this costing, you actually go and start being on negative. So have a costing system. They make it, costing can be done, anybody knows it, how it is done. Basically take it from your previous year's profit loss account, take that as a basis. There's no need that you have to charge exactly, but you know where you are. So that next time when you quote, you know how much you can quote. And I feel I think one speaker earlier also spoke, partners should not be doing the daily data entry and those kind of desk jobs. You allot it to your juniors. You should be more into consulting and reading, advising. Many a times we see that partners sit and do the ITR filing, updating, and all those things. I think that should be, because that is not a niche area of you as a CA. You could learn it, of course, you know the intricacies of it, but come out of it. Many times, I think this is a very delicate point. The speed money, whatever you call, you should not charge it separately. Recently, I saw a mail of another firm, of a client which came to us. He has written on the mail that we have to pay so much bribe to such and such person. So that is the extra you have to pay. It gives a very wrong notion of our country to outsider. So even if there is such kind of speed money, small amounts it would be, include it in your fees and put it up. Don't portray our country small with outsider. And small advice to new members. We don't see new members coming into practice. And who are coming in, I think it is very difficult in today's setup for a proprietorship firm to survive. So I would say the new young generation specialize in the subject and get into the smaller firms. There are a lot of smaller firms who are looking out to have partners if you specialize. Because what happens is you enter at a lateral level. It's like a lateral hiring. So with your knowledge, you get bigger clients to enter. Like you would say the business world pays everyone in 2 coins, in cash and experience. So always go for the second coin, that is the experience. Cash will automatically come. Similarly, for small firms, you should be taking these kind of freshers as partners. Of course, you discuss the other things, that's your wavelength, how it suit your attitude, how it suit your firm, all those things different. But try to take in more partners. Stop the proprietorship firm is not going to survive in future. And I think my time is coming. I always tell, when you're feeling on the top, everything is going your way, you're making big money, everything that you do is right, you try to do something wrong also, it becomes right. Then I think you get into a head weight. So that is the time a person, a CA, should visit a government hospital ward, or he should visit a mentally challenged organization. It will bring you back to reality, control your dialogues and actions. And finally, I would like to end up by saying, I joined Rotary in 1989, and that time the theme was enjoy Rotary. And till today, I've tried to practice that thing. I enjoy my profession and whatever I do. So every one of us should enjoy our profession, find personal joy and satisfaction in whatever you do. Appreciate the positive aspects of being a member of the chartered accountant of this profession. And 3 things that you can remember: stay motivated always, performance should never drop, and ideas should keep flowing. In case you have this, stay motivated, ideas should be keep flowing, and performance should never drop. Then you will never retire in life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful session. We have one query from the member. Service before self is a noble concept, but occasions do arrive when people take you for granted and one doesn't get due respect. How to maintain the self-respect?
No, sir, I said in the earlier one when I spoke, I said you usually have 3 points. That is, when you give, never expect something in return. I think that covers that. Never expect something in return when you give. And I told one more thing, when you give, there should be 2 happinesses, the receiver and the giver, both should be happy. And somebody is taking for granted, you can't help it. That is way of life.
Thank you so much, sir. So we come on to the next speaker of our webinar today. So our next speaker is CA Ankita Soni, madam, who beautifully embodies the spirit of gratitude and purposeful living, a chartered accountant with 14 years of professional experience and an
I'm
advocate
Karshan and I'm attending the.
She is a founder and president of the All India Indigenous Women Chartered Accountants Association, an initiative dedicated to empowerment and inclusivity. Her gratitude shines through her acknowledgement of mentors, parents, spiritual practices such as Vipassana, meditation, and medicine-free lifestyle. Her journey is an inspiring reminder to success is complete only when lived with gratitude and shared with purpose. So we welcome our speaker, CA Ankita Soni, madam. Ma'am, you may please take your seat.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So good evening, everyone. Yeah. Thank you for welcoming me. And I would need 30 minutes of your time, totally uninterrupted. So I request if you can put your phone on silent for next 30 minutes. I just need 30 minutes of your time, and I assure that there will be transformation in your life today. This subject is so powerful. It can transform one's life, right? So please do the same, and I'm sure you have done it. Thank you for doing that for me. And let's begin our session. So, we auditors, we have to always maintain our independence. And to maintain the independence, the values we need are integrity. We have to be ethical. We have to be transparent. And of course, we have to be bold. So these values are not like very easy to maintain, right? So these are the values which is generally maintained by leaders. And so we auditors have this stress always bothering us because we get paid by people whose books of accounts we are going to audit. So there will be always a conflict. And this conflict will also bring a lot of stress in our profession. And these professionals, we as a professional, are always facing this imbalance. Because of this imbalance, there is a lots of stress generated. And because of this stress, there is a lots of mental and physical health issues which chartered accountant face. And the impact of this mental and physical health is so high that we try to address just the outer part, the outer impact on our body. And we take medicines and we understand that it is taken care. But is it really true? Okay, just stay with the questions, answers will follow. Another aspect of our life is work-life balance. And I generally wonder, do we really need to balance work and life, and whether work and life are separate? I always believe that work is a subset of our life. Life is a larger phenomena, and work is part of life. And whatever we are being, okay, I'll again elaborate on this. Whatever we are being in work, the way we are at work, the way we are with our family and everywhere. So it cannot be a different person. What you are in office, the same person you are everywhere in your life. So if we really want to impact any one area of our life, we have to look into ourselves and we have to see what is the impact on every area of my life, right? So addressing this impact is not helping, and we have seen that we are losing young professionals. We have lost lives of many young professionals recently in last 1 year. And this is due to the different stress levels we are facing. So what is the solution? One may ask. The solution is the shift in the mindset. And the practice of gratitude is one of the best practices when it comes to the shifting of mindset. I was talking about the way of being. If my way of being is being grateful all the time, whether I'm in the office, I'm in the family, or I'm just being with myself, if I'm being grateful all the time, my stress levels can be balanced at very high level. And the impact on my mental and physical health can be taken care as well. So that's why this topic is very close to my heart, and gratitude relationships goes hand in hand. And I believe that these two are very interesting topic, and I can speak hours and hours on that, but I will keep it very short, up to 30 minutes. Right. Let's go to the next part. So I was talking about being grateful. Just give me 1 minute. Somebody is knocking the door. Just give me 1 minute. Yeah, I'm so sorry for the disturbance. Yeah, so I was talking about being grateful. Yeah, so being grateful, that is experiencing the gratitude, that is one aspect. The second aspect is expressing that gratitude. Now, expression can be verbal, it can be physical. And the third most important aspect is communication of this gratitude. The communication is always verbal. And this is most critical part when it comes to expression of gratitude. So we will be talking about this part in detail. Fine. What I request all of you is that if you can just be with me and experience what I want you to experience right now. That is there anything in your life when you felt really grateful about something? Somebody has done something very, very good to you, and you felt very grateful about it. And that feeling, that just feeling of being grateful, can you just close your eyes for 30 seconds and experience that? How was that feeling? of, being grateful. Amazing. Just a sweet feeling. Now, if somebody is in this feeling all the time, can there be stress? No, there cannot be stress. And this is how we can manage our professional stress very beautifully, just by being grateful into gratitude all the time. Right. Now, here I would like to take one example of my own. I wasn't like this. If you see Ankita before 2-3 years, I wasn't like this. I was egoistic. Okay. And so if I'm working and some of my junior, they will come and they will bring some of my mistake to my notice, then I would not accept it. Somehow I would try to hide it or protect myself, and I would try to dominate them in certain way, so that this will not happen again. So I am perfect, I am right. My I am right was very strong. This practice of gratitude has bring my ego levels very down, and now I am at a point where my manager, she pointed out one of mistake in my assignment, and I really looked into it, and yes, I have done that mistake, and I acknowledged her for bringing out that mistake to me, and I really appreciate her for her courage and for her knowledge, which is beyond her qualification. And this practice has made our relation to the next level. Now, I would say, she being my junior, we are very good friends. And I have given that space to my manager that she can be self-expressive. So this kind of practices can really bring a huge shift in the people. First in myself, definitely. When I say myself, you can include yourself into that. So first, it will bring a shift in myself, and then the people around me. I'll be self-expressive, and definitely the people around me also will feel that space, that safe being at home experience, and they will also become more and more self-expressive. Communication, when I talk about communication of gratitude, it is not only words. The feelings also has to go hand in hand with your words. So for example, when we talk about gratitude, people think that, okay, whenever somebody is doing good to me, I'll say thank you, and it is done. But thank you is just 2 words. And in these 2 words, you can never express your feelings fully. So what I have experienced is, whenever you want to practice gratitude, you want to really appreciate somebody or say something great about whatever they have done to you, be very expressive about it and elaborate your expression. At least give 2-3 sentences about what you felt. For example, one small example, I had a class on Friday. My class timings are 7 to 11. So I wanted to take some dinner with me. My husband is a good cook. He prepared some nice Indori poha for me. I really loved those poha. Now, one way is just I'll say, okay, thank you. But instead of saying thank you, I chose to tell him that, see, there was a tax audit going on in this busy season. Only because I wanted this poha, you took out the time and you prepared it, and it made me feel really good about our relationship. So these 3 sentences had made his day. And definitely I also felt very good about it. So whenever you want to communicate, make a point to communicate in detail and along with how you felt, so that the other person will get exactly what you are trying to say along with the experience, your experience. Yeah. So this is what I wanted to say about it. And at this point, now because I am feeling a lot of gratitude, I would like to express my gratitude towards Madhukar sir. that Madhukar sir, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I heard a lot about Madhukar sir, even before I met you, sir, and always very good about you. The true leader, all the qualities a true leader will have, all those qualities you have, and always wanted to meet you. And I had a great chance when you were there in Hyderabad. I made a point that I come and meet you, and I know the way we connected very quickly. Maybe within a few minutes we got connected. And so this is also one of the point I wanted to bring here, that the connection, the kind of connection we build when we are in the feeling, the gratefulness feeling is at a different level. Those are just unforgettable connection. So thank you, sir. Thank you so much for giving me this chance. I thought I will include this para in the beginning itself, but I wanted to come to this experience and share my gratitude towards you. Thank you so much. Yeah, so now I will continue with the session. So with this, as I was talking about the connection we built. So because I have a very good experience about the gratitude my principal CA expressed towards us, I would like to share that. So I remember somewhere in 2008, it was a tax audit season going on. I was doing my articleship, and we were working late nights till 9-10 p.m. and boys in our office are working till 12-1 in the night. And we worked hard. All our team has worked hard, and somehow we completed the tax audit season. And our principal CA, very tired and still very satisfied, he opens his cabin's door and he's coming out of the cabin. And he just came out and he looked at all of us, and he said that, guys, thank you so much. It wouldn't have been possible to complete this hectic tax audit season without your support. And can you believe, now in 2025, I still have that experience, right? When he expressed his gratitude, what I felt, I still have that experience with me. Whenever I remember of him, I remember of the kind of gratitude he has expressed. So what I'm trying to say is that whenever we openly express our heart full of gratitude, the people who experience our gratitude, they remember us forever in their life. And the kind of connection we build with them is to the next level. So we can also practice this with our article students, and we in our office we are actually doing it. So after every due date, we make a point that we celebrate and we acknowledge all our article students and employees for their contribution. And we are open for suggestions from them. We take their feedback, we take their suggestions, and the result is that again the openness, the self-expressiveness of our team members in our office. So we are a family. All are friendly. So the other day I was talking to my staff member. Again, the tax audit season was going on in my office. So I was just asking him, okay, how is the work going on in the office, and what is your experience? And I was very amazed to listen to him when he said that, ma'am, to be very frank, though we are working 12 to 14 hours, I really don't feel, I'm not feeling that stress. I'm feeling very light, and all the people in our office, they are talking nicely and they are happy, they are cheerful, joyful. So the practice we developed in our office is that we also ask our team members to acknowledge each other. So this is what I wanted to share from my experience. Now, when we talk about gratitude, the one of the most important aspect, which is very much linked to gratitude, is the relationships. So what kind of relationships we are having everywhere in our life? So the main relationship in our life is our relationship with our parents. We call it as a source relationship. So just make a point that how is your relationship with your parents? If it is good, very good. If it is not as good as you want it, then please start working on it. Again, the communication plays a very important role here. So we can start with just expressing the gratitude towards our parents, the way they have raised us, and then whatever they could do, they have done for us. And now we are here leading our life, right? Apart from our relationship with parents, there is a relationship with spouse, children, siblings, in-laws, neighbors, friends, our employees, our article students, our cook, maid, driver. So make a point, how is your relationship with people around you? And is it not as good as you want only because you are holding back your communication about appreciation or gratitude? If yes, then start doing it right now. Don't even wait for a second. One more thing we observe is that we take everything for granted. For example, let's take our example. We are chartered accountants. Was it easy for us to clear our CA exams? Not at all. We worked hard. 5 years of dedication, commitment. I don't know how many hours of reading, going to library, missing so many movies, missing so many marriages, missing so many festivals, right? And we cleared and we became CA. Are we going back and acknowledging ourselves and giving gratitude to my brain that I am so intelligent that I cracked such a tough examination of the world? It's not a joke. So take out a time and make sure that you acknowledge yourself for whatever you have achieved in your life and give gratitude to self. So gratitude to brain, gratitude to my organs, gratitude to my body. That is equally important along with the people or whatever we want to be grateful about. And to my surprise, when it comes to happiness index, we are at 126 as a India as a country rank. Our rank is 126 out of 140 countries. This is shocking because our religious practices, our spiritual practices, our tradition is all about gratitude. We always touch feet of our elders. We all our festival is about expressing gratitude to nature. So we are surrounded by a lot of practices which is about gratitude. And still, gratitude and happiness are directly related, directly interlinked. Still, we are not in a good rank. So the major reason for this is the communication. Missing part is communication. We are poor in communicating. So when it comes to expressing communication, we say things which we don't mean and we don't say things which we mean. So make a point whenever we communicate to our people in our life. Just take a pause and be authentic to yourself and ask whether whatever you are saying, you mean it or not. If you don't mean it, don't say it. So this is one of the best practices in my life which I have included, and it has resulted in a way, it has given me amazing results. All my relationships are corrected only because of this practice. So I say what I mean. If I don't mean it, I don't say. Yeah. So this one more important aspect about the gratitude is that gratitude has a direct link with our performance and trust and our connections with people in our life and our commitment integrity, communications, right? And our state of mind and happiness. So all this is surrounded, and the center is gratitude. As here I would like to just give an example. For example, as I said that I have implemented in my life. So my in-laws have a habit. They will suddenly drop to my office without any prior intimation. So they don't know what I'm doing, whether I'm working, I'm busy in some critical work where I cannot even talk to them, but they will just drop. So earlier, I used to get irritated. What is this? They don't understand that, I'm busy in my work. I'm a working woman. I'm a chartered accountant practicing CA. Lots of due dates will be there, and I have to complete works. So lots of things are going on in the office, and they're suddenly dropping without any intimation or without even asking me. So I used to get irritated. In past 6 or 7 months, this practice has been shifted to gratitude. So now also they keep coming and no prior intimation. So now whenever they come, the first thought will be irritation. But I take a pause and then I ask myself why they are coming to my office. They are coming to my office to see me, whether I am doing good or not. Do I need anything? Right? And I am able to perform in my office because they are taking care of my home. Our home rather. They are taking care of our home. And because of that, I am able to perform in my office. So now I make a point, even if they are in hurry, I say, please come and sit for 10 minutes, talk to us, and then you leave. So my practice, the small shift in the practice has changed my relationship with my in-laws. And I forgot one very important point, that whenever we practice the gratitude with people, the biggest benefit is you get a strong, solid support system around you, which works for you 24/7. So let's say if I'm practicing this in my home, then people in my family are there for me all the time. If I'm practicing gratitude in my office, then people in my offices are available there for me 24/7. And if I'm practicing this with my social circle, my friends, and my support system, then they are available to me for by 24/7. So what can be the biggest gift than this, that I have a support system for whatever I want to achieve in my life? Yeah, so this is what I wanted to convey from the point of view of gratitude. I would like to give my gratitude to all the mentors and gurus and teachers who have actually made me what I am today, and 3 major courses which have changed my life. One of them is Vipassana meditation course. The second one is Natural Lifestyle Medicine Free course, Medicine Free Natural Lifestyle course, and the third one is Landmark Forum. So these 3 courses have transformed me to a different individual, and I'm really grateful to all the people who made sure that this kind of courses are available to the generation, this generation, right? Where it is very rare to find the kind of mentors we are finding now. Yeah, so I think this is from my side when it comes to this particular subject. The ethics, the responsibility, integrity, everything is surrounded, it is linked to gratitude. And when we are in the practice of gratitude all the time, believe me, this kind of professional who is in the constant practice of gratitude will be the extraordinary performer. This is from my side. Thank you so much. Priyanshuji, anything?
Thank you, ma'am. So, Madhukar sir, you have some queries?
No, I want to add.
Yeah, sure, sir.
So I could not add when Nitin was speaking because that was the coffee break time here in this seminar. So everybody was around me. So I just put even both the things off. But these topics which have been chosen by Nitin and by Ankita are dear to me. I will tell you why. I have been a very average student in my school. And then I was also very average as far as CA was concerned. I took one drop when I was doing inter. I dropped 4 times in final. So I was not a bright guy. After that, I came into profession and I had a tough childhood also. I lost my mother when I was 7. And that, I think, was one of the reasons why I was that type of person who was not looking at anything in a positive way. After I joined practice also, for many years, I was not very successful. Decade, in fact, almost 14 years. And then I was thinking, I work so hard. I knew Nitin even then. I'm talking about the days when I used to go to Mangalore to teach central excise, 25 years back. But I was teaching and all, but I was not very much liked, and my practice was not good. No client would come to me because of various reasons. So my first brush with improvement was, like Ankita, I happened to finally go to the Landmark Forum. So I did the basic course. It made a big transformation for me. The course basically made me look at what type of person I was. I started looking at the mindset. I was hardworking, sincere, loyal to the client, not much bothered about money, but not earning well at all. I had a very small office. People never used to like to be in my office. I used to train them every week. They didn't like it. Family also was not very great shape. This is a very sad state of affair. I even had a heart attack thanks to all this. Before I was 40. After that, I went to the Landmark. Paradigm shift. What Nitin Shetty today spoke is like out of my learning in that time, after 40. What is it that I learned? I learned that if I serve my employees, they will serve me. If I serve my clients, they will serve me. If I serve my profession, the profession will serve me. And what happened? I was a proprietor at that time with 5 people when I was 40. And by the time I was 60, I had 21 partners. I had 400 people in my office. I had 11 locations. 14, I think. 14 locations by that time. What happened? What happened to this old Madhukar? Just service. I also happened to join Rotary like Nitin. In fact, I was the centenary president in Jayanagar Rotary. It gave me a lifeline that there is so much beyond this. There are so many poor students in this world. So I made that into a life skill. In our office now, we contribute 2% of our gross to the Empower Education Foundation, which every year we support in some small way, big way. We support about 5,000 children. So our support to the 5,000 children didn't start with 5,000. It just started with one girl, and then 3, then 10. But one thing I will tell you, the moment I started serving, I serve everybody. I serve the profession. Profession gives me back so much affection, so much pride, so much respect. I don't deserve most of it, but it comes. People say so many things, that the students who come to our office, they are all selfish. They don't want to work hard. The ICA employees are all lazy fellows. This is what is the general conversation. But I don't believe any of it is true. Like Ankita says, I look at everybody as an immense potential. And what happens? Did you see the type of introduction Priyanshu gave? I don't know him for 20 years. I know him for some 4 months. But you could hear his affection for me when he was introducing, and he is an employee of the Institute of Chartered Accountants. And when I came to know him, I came to know this guy is extraordinary. He's a rank student actually, not like me. I am a backbencher. But I have practiced gratitude with Priyanshu also. I practice gratitude every day. Of course, if you take today, I didn't, because I got up at 3:30 and I had to come to Bombay, so I missed it. But I practice at least 4 or 5 days a month, a week. I practice gratitude, and I am able to practice gratitude with even people who are supposed to be harming me. Because I say that anybody who harms me or does something against me, though I get angry for some short time, then I am able to assume that what he says is correct and improve myself. So actually, I'm thankful to that person for finding mistake in me or harming me. I will tell you one small story on gratitude. Like Ankita said, it is something which can break any problem which you have with anybody. And she also spoke about, doing it with parents. Unfortunately for me, I lost my mother when I was 7. And by the time I learnt all this at the age of 42, my father also was not. It was very difficult, but Landmark had given me one way. So I wrote a letter to my father on all the things what I respect him for, all the things I want to thank him for, all the things I acknowledge him for. And then I did lot of soul searching. And you know something, when I went to my father and told him when I was in BCom, I told him that I want to do CA. He told me, Madhu, that's what he calls me, you can't even pass your, BCom exam. You failed in school. You can't do CA. Better you write bank clerical exam. Can you imagine? A father saying this, I was so angry with him. But my father knew what I was. I was a rebel. Even now I am a little of a rebel. He knew if he tells me to go right, I will go left. So what he said, you can't pass CA. And he dismissed it. But for me, that became a burning desire to show him that I will pass CA. So when I passed CA and went to him, so the first person, whom I went to was him, because I wanted to show him, you fellow, you told I can't pass. I just gave the sweet to him. He said, so you passed. I knew you would pass. I was shocked. Same fellow said, you will never pass. Then I realized this man's brain is amazing. he knew that I would take it as a challenge. And once I took it as a challenge, he also knew that I was quite stubborn, that I will pass. So all these type of thought processes came, and I wrote a long letter to my father. He was not there. And after that, I didn't feel any burden about that. Nowadays, my father is my model. He never bribed anybody. In our office, we never bribed. 37 years, we have not bribed. Where did it come from? It came from him only. When he was in government service, I remember once, he had some ear problem. And he had to have an implant. This is very long back, okay? 20 years, 40 years back. And in those days, it was costing 3,000 rupees. But he did not go for it because he didn't have 3,000 rupees to spend on himself. So he became partially deaf in 1 year. And then my mother told me that your father, he idiot. Every year he's spending 1,500 rupees per child for engineering, and he's supporting 6 engineers. With that, today 1,500 into 6 is nothing. We spend 1 crore for the 5,000 children. But in those days, with his limited salary, him spending that was something great. And that's why I also got into it. So I acknowledged him for all these, and I felt very happy about it. Let me go to my mother. I'm sharing all this because these are all intimate details, but it can make a difference because you also can do it. Anybody can do it. I blame my mother because she left me at the age of 7. And for a long time, I could not even talk to females properly. Because all females are going to leave you. They are all cheats. Whatever I could think bad things about females, because my mother had left me when I was a small kid. At 7 years, I decided all women are like this only. And so I had a lot of difficulty, even in my marriages. At the age of, after this landmark forum and all, I came to know what a fool I was. She died because it was fated. So many people died. She had nothing to do with me. She didn't hate me or anything. She loved me like anything. I was her son. I just made a big story around it. And from the age of 7 till the age of 40, whatever, 33, 34 years, I lived through hell. The moment I could make out this problem, then I wrote a letter to her also about how I made a mistake. Please forgive me for blaming you for so many years. And it was like a burden which was removed. It was like I was allowed to fly. And after that, I told you, from the age of 42 till 60 or 62, I had everything any human being can want. I had the affection of my office. I had the affection of the CA students. I had the affection of the CAs. I remember I went to Nitin's house once. This is, I don't know whether he remembers, some 20 years back. And I'll tell you, the way he came out and smiled and, greeted me, I felt my chest just expanded that day. Nitin may not remember, but that's the way I felt that day. So this gratitude, if you do this gratitude exercise, you can remove all the wrong things you have in your mind about anybody, number one. As far as, even if they have passed away. As far as they are alive, what Ankita said is very correct. Her in-laws are her cheerleaders. Come on, Ankita, you can do it. And that also with lot of love and affection they treat her. Many people, they have a very big fight with their in-laws all the time because they don't give that gratitude to them. After I had this problem, whatever, I got this gyan, I was able to make up with so many people. I had, in fact, a black book at the age of 42. All the people who have harmed me, I had written in that book. After I came to know this, I went and met all the people I could talk to. In Bangalore, most of them were in Bangalore. I went and met them and told them. They never thought that I will ever speak to them also. But I went and said, I'm sorry. I have made you wrong so many years back. That time this happened. But let me tell you, I really want to thank you. All's well that ends well. You did it with some intent. I gave all wrong intent to you. And today, all of them are my friends. I have no enemy in the world. At the age of 40, I had about 100, 200 enemies. Women first, whole category out. And I have 3 daughters and a wife. So quite a lot of people at home who are in that category. Of course, my daughters have been very kind to me. 3 grandsons. So I think some amount of balance is coming in my family now. All this has happened only after I expressed gratitude to them. I want to tell one more story on gratitude. Actually, I am amplifying what Ankita has done. There was one boy who came to my office once, about 30 years back. Nitin, I think his name was. Not Shetty, or something else. Nitin something. I forgot. Prasad or something. Nitin Prasad. He was from Mysore. If he is listening, he will know. So he came one day and said, Madhukar sir, I have heard that you allow flexible working. I said, what is that? No, if I want, I can go a little early. I have a small child at home. I want to go at 3 o'clock. If you allow me, I would like to work till 3 o'clock. I will come whatever time you want. I said, office only opens at 9:30. I come at 8:30. He said, I'll come at 8:30. So he used to come at 8:30 and go at 3 o'clock. So he worked for some time. After that, he came and told me, sir, my wife is also a chartered accountant. In fact, she used to work for PwC. She is getting bored at home. Now that I am coming to office, she said that can she get some work from 3:30 to 6:30. I agreed to that also. His wife was far superior to him, let me tell you. Efficiency, everything. And I was paying her at some pittance, 10,000 rupees or something. This is a long time back, but they were happily, both of them used to be happy. Then one day I saw this fellow, he was not at all, happy. Like Nitin said, when he sees some people in his office who are not appearing normal, he'll call them and mentor them. So I called this Nitin and asked him, in Kannada, I asked him, what's wrong with you? He said, nothing is wrong with me, sir. It's about my parents. I said, what's wrong? No, sir, they are doing nothing in Mysore. I have a small child at home. They don't even bother to come. And then I asked him, close the door and come. Then I started asking him some questions. What is your father? School teacher. How many children were there? 4 of us boys were there. He didn't educate anybody. No, he educated all of us. Oh, really? So what was his vehicle? He had a car? No, sir, he had one cycle at that time. Later, towards the end of his career, he bought a second-hand scooter. So what is he using now? Sir, he is using that scooter only. So the scooter is how old? Very old, sir, at least 20, 25 years old. I asked him, Nitin, what is the vehicle you drive? He said, sir, no, I came and gave you sweet. I bought one, some RX 100 or something in those days. So I kept quiet. Then he thought for some time, why am I keeping quiet? Then I asked him, your father is actually a god. You should put his photo, his and your mother's photo. Every day you should pray to them. They lived a Spartan life. They sacrificed their life for you, all you four fellows, including you. And you are telling me they are a problem? Then I used this gratitude. I asked him, when is the last time you said you actually thanked them for their role in your life? He started crying in front of me. Then I told him, Nitin, there's no point in crying here, okay? You go give your father a call. Sir, he won't pick up my call. I said, why are you bothered? I'm telling you, go and give him a call. So this guy went out. In those days, mobile and all was not there. He went out and made a STD call from a booth, that curve. And he didn't come for about 45 minutes. I was getting a little worried. But finally he came in laughing. He said, sir, miracle has happened. Tomorrow my parents are coming to Bangalore. This is the miracle of gratitude. I would like to end whatever I said. And thank you so much, Nitin, for that lesson, not only about yourself, about so many people in Bangalore. Let me also tell you, Bangalore is going to be one of the hubs in 3 decades. I don't know. It will not beat Bangalore, but it is going to become a hub of innovation. Bangalore is one of the 10 cities which has been identified as one of the super cities of India in the next 2 decades. And people like Nitin are there. They are making their city great. You make your city great, your practice also will improve. Of course, we don't do it for practice, but whatever we do like this, sometimes the incidental benefits are so great. So thank you very much, Nitin. And of course, Ankita, I am like your brother as far as gratefulness is concerned. I've also put up a video on gratefulness. It is called Deliberate Gratitude. If any of you want, you can go to YouTube and watch it. Thank you very much for continuing to watch this particular episode. We have whatever 800,000 people coming every week. I am so grateful to all of you. I am trying to make a difference. Bridging the mindset gap, as Priyanshu clearly mentioned. And in this journey, I have got so many supporters like Ankita, Nitin, Amarjit Chopra. So many people came. I am so happy and grateful to each and every one of them in being part of this great initiative. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful week to go. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
you.
you.
sir.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Ankita ma'am, we are having some more queries. And we have got 901 members who have joined the webinar today. So, and I also want to thank our chairman, Madhukar Hirgange sir, who have been mentoring us, and always he's there with us. Any problem, on a call away, he's wherever. He takes out time for us, and he takes take us out from all of the troubles which we are facing. So we are very lucky to have him with us. So thank you, sir. And Ankita ma'am, we will start with the queries.
Sure.
One of the query is, my employee left suddenly without serving the agreed 2 months notice. So she had taken an advance from me, and I had invested a lot of time in her. Now she's joined another job. How can I handle situation and still feel grateful?
Yeah. So yeah, it's a tricky situation. So definitely, as sir said, the first reaction will be anger, because you will be angry. You are in need of people and somebody is suddenly leaving. But then the way we can look at this situation is that this is the situation has arisen, and it has triggered the need for us to look into our policies. Okay, so how can I improve the policies in my office in such a way so that this kind of situation doesn't happen again? So let's be grateful to this person for doing this kind of harassment or whatever problem to us so that we could find out the loophole in our process, right? So this is the way we can handle, we can be grateful to that person. And second most important thing is be in communication with that person. The biggest mistake we do is that when somebody is harming us, we cut off. So never cut off from that person, be in communication and tell that person that how it has impacted you, how it has impacted you and your firm, so that next time that person is careful taking such type of steps to the next organization. And as a chartered accountant, it is our duty also to train our next generation. They may be just seeing the immediate benefit. Okay, I'm getting paid here 10,000, somebody is offering 15,000, let me just jump. But is it correct? So just by training them through our communication, telling them this is what you have done and this is the impact, we are training the next generation. That is our duty to do that. So this is how we can handle the situation without getting impacted, and being in communication and being grateful for the situation to happen.
There is another question. How do you manage your workload while staying grounded in gratitude? Could you please share some tips?
Yes. So as I said, the workload balance, when we talk about it, the work is subset of our life. So how we are being in life is what we are being in the work. So if I am grateful, overall I'm grateful about my life, I'll be grateful about my work. So I have to be, so whenever there is a load, no, whenever there is a due date coming, if it is creating stress in me, the first thought I get is, okay, at least I have so many clients that there is so many works to do. So I have so many clients. So I'm grateful about that there is an abundance in my life. Okay. So once the moment I feel that I'm grateful about the abundance, now my focus is solving the problem by taking the actions rather than, getting into that load or burden feeling. So this is the way we can handle it.
Another one is, despite of giving repeated instructions to my article student, doesn't come on time or complete work properly. How should I deal with this, and how can I find gratitude here?
So here, simple, we have to do counseling, as Nitin sir also mentioned and Madhukar sir also mentioned. So they must be dealing with something very serious in their life, because they are not coming on time. It is they are not in integrity. So when the person is not in integrity, definitely they are dealing with something in their life. And as a mentor, it is my duty to look into their life and help them to correct it. So making my article students disciplined is also one of my responsibility. So this is how I look at it.
Nitin sir, this one is for you. Gratitude is okay, but people take it otherwise if it is done out of proportion. Please advise.
Taken out of proportion. No,
Yes.
just repeat the question once again, Priyanshu.
Gratitude is okay, but people take it otherwise if it is done out of proportion.
No, that's what. When we now it's talking about gratitude or service, maybe talking about service. So there is a point where you can stop the service. So that point you should identify. Like Ankita is saying, when there is gratitude is correct, but there has to be a full stop somewhere. So that is where we should define. Now that where it is, it depends on our relationship with that person also.
Okay, sir. Ma'am, this is for you. During the income tax due date rush, the website isn't working and keeps showing errors. how can I manage this situation and still be grateful?
Yeah, so very, very beautiful question. So it is just one example that site is not working. There can be many multiple problems in our life which is not under my control. So the things which is not under my control, but it is impacting my work, it is impacting my mind, it is impacting my stress levels. Then the way I look at the situation is that I am getting burden because I have to file, let's say, 500 returns. If I have to file only 5 returns, I am not worried whether site is working or not. I will, in the midnight, I'll get up and complete my work. It means again there is abundance of work in my life, right? So the moment you are into the feeling of abundance, all this bothering burden will go away. And now you are focused on the solution. Now, how do I deal with it? The situation is there out of my control and not under my control. I can't do anything about it. Even if I cry the whole day that site is not working, I can't do anything about it. So instead of crying, what else I can do? What actions I can take? This is how I look at such situations.
Okay, ma'am. There is a family emergency while the tax audit due date is closed. In such stressful time, what can I be grateful for?
Yeah. So again, this is a very like it's a very tough time. Let's say there is a lots of work in the office and there is an emergency in the family. So it's a decision making we have to take at that point of time. That what is my priority? Of course, both are my priority, but then I am grateful about having family also, right? And so, what is emergency and what is the cost of attending that emergency? So based on that, I would take a decision, attend the emergency. Of course, when my presence is not required, I can replace somebody. And at the same time, if I have to pay some late fees, I'm ready to bear. And I'll not, let this burden go on my client. So I'm grateful to both situation, my family as well as my clients. So decision making makes a very huge part in this kind of situation. But what is your way of being? That is what will decide your actions.
Priyanshu, I'd like to come in here.
Yes, sir, sure.
Yeah. No, what Ankita said is right. So here is what I'm saying is we should have partnership firms. So moment you are in a proprietorship firm, this problem comes. When you are a partnership firm, you have 5 or 6 partners. You can always delegate the work and go.
Yes, the same situation we face in our office. If we are having some emergency, we are having our colleagues who can help us out, and then we can move forward towards our responsibilities also. There's one last question. As a practicing chartered accountant, you both can give your views on this, ma'am. I have to manage my office, in-laws, husband, and children all without much support. How do I handle everything and still practice gratitude?
Yeah, so this answer may not be like easily digestible, but I have to tell it. So if there is no support, whenever we say there is no support, the first thing is we have to look into ourselves. Why there is no support to me? So we have to start working on self. So that's what even Madhukar sir was talking about, that self-improvement. So self-improvement courses will help you to look into yourself, that why there is no support around you. Yeah, this is the straightforward answer for this.
Nitin, sir?
No, I would say same thing. This is a individual, based on individual, based on your relationships with your in-laws, with your parents, all this comes. And I think this question would be mostly from women CA, because that is what a women CA always faces this problem. Once it is marriage, then it is bringing up the children. Once she delivers, bringing up, they have a lot of problems in that, I understand. We see it in our office also. When the female partner delivers, we allow her to take leave. And what happens is by the time she comes back, she feels really guilty because she's not updated. So it's a problem which female chartered accountants or anybody in any profession has to face and has to do some self introspection and come out of it.
Just
True.
one last, clients, even after a repeated reminder, not responding, how can gratitude have a role here?
Repeated reminder, they are not responding with the data.
Yes, yes, yes. Anything.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So, in this case, again, the same thing, the abundance will come into picture. So you have so many clients, okay,
Mm.
that in spite of reminders to them, they are not coming with the data.
Mhm.
So one is abundance, you can feel about the abundance. The second thing is the communication can play a very important role here. So the effective communication. So if required, you may just go to their office and find out what is going on. Why data is not coming. Right? So that can happen. So effective communication can really make a huge difference. So
Yeah. I would answer it in a different way,
yes,
Mhm.
Ankita. I already said once in between, if your client doesn't value your service, it's time to
Mm.
let him go.
Okay.
yeah, that is also true. So it depends. So that's what I'm saying. Through effective communication, you may come to know that they don't value your service. Then it's time to quit. But if it is really something they are in trouble,
Yes,
maybe
of course.
they are
That's a
into
different
some
aspect.
emergency,
Yes,
then maybe we can
of
be
course,
of
of
some
course.
help.
That comes to counseling.
Yes, yes.
So we have no questions left now. So we've come with the end of this great webinar today. So I thank everyone, and with such speakers among with us this evening, we are certain to gain profound insights into how the values of service before self and gratitude can shape not only our professional excellence but also enrich our personal lives. Thank you, Nitin sir. Thank you, Ankita ma'am,
Thank
for
you.
giving us time for today for this great webinar and wonderful learning towards. We'll surely connect after this webinar, and we would always require your support.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank you.
Thank
Priyanshu ji.
you.
And there is somebody in the tech support, so we don't know who is that person. So thank you so much. The
Most
person
welcome.
who has managed the entire technical aspect of this webinar.
Yes, yes.
And all the viewers, thank you. Thank you so much for being there and watching and listening and contributing to even our growth. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you, sir.
Priyanshu. Thank you.
Thank you so